The clock has officially crossed the line. The world is quiet, but here in the grove, the shadows are just starting to wake up. I'm Kalen, and you're listening to Kalen After Midnight. Tonight we're looking at the digital footprints we leave behind. We think our screens are shields, but what if they're actually maps? Maps that lead straight to our front door. Turn up the volume, check your locks. Let's begin. The Grove isn't the kind of town where you expect to be watched. It's a place of wraparound porches, overpriced lattes at the daily grind, and neighbors who know your dog's name but forget yours. Lainey moved here for the quiet. After a messy breakup in the city, she wanted a life that didn't require a password. She took a job cataloging archives for the local historical society. Quiet work for a quiet soul. But quiet can be lonely. 6 weeks ago, she met Julian on a niche dating app. His profile was refreshing. No gym selfies, no cryptic quotes. Just photos of old books, a golden retriever named Barnaby, and a smile that felt like a warm cup of tea on a rainy afternoon. Their first few messages were standard. What do you do? How do you like the Grove? But by week 2, Julian felt different. He was attentive. He remembered that she hated cilantro. He knew she listened to cello music when she couldn't sleep. He felt safe. I feel like I've known you in another life, he texted her one Tuesday night. Lainey smiled at her phone, the blue light reflecting in her eyes. Maybe you have, she typed back. The Grove is full of old souls. I know, he replied instantly. I can almost see you sitting there, in your favorite oversized gray sweater, drinking that peppermint tea you love. Lainey froze. She was wearing her gray sweater. She was drinking peppermint tea. She looked at her webcam, then at the window. The curtains were drawn tight. He's just guessing, she told herself. It's a common sweater. It's a common tea. But then came the flowers. On Thursday, a bouquet of black Baccara roses appeared on her porch. No delivery van, no knock, just the roses. They were her favorite, a specific dark crimson that looked almost like dried blood. She had mentioned them only once in a private digital journal she kept on her laptop. She had never told Julian. She messaged him. The roses are beautiful, but Julian, how did you get my address? The bubbles danced on the screen for 3 long minutes. The wind told me, Lainey. Or maybe it was the way the light hits your porch at 9 p.m. It's a beautiful house. The blue shutters really pop under that street lamp. Lainey's heart didn't flutter this time. It sank. She lived on a cul-de-sac behind the old mill. Her house was the only one with blue shutters. She stopped responding. She blocked his number. She spent the night on the sofa with a kitchen knife on the coffee table. watching the shadows of the trees dance against the wall. The next morning she went to the police. Officer Miller, a man who had likely never dealt with anything more serious than a stolen bicycle, patted her hand. "It's a small town, Lainey. He probably just saw you at the market and followed you home. I'll drive by your street a few extra times tonight. Block him and he'll move on." But you can't block someone who isn't just on your phone. That evening, Lainey decided to delete her social media. She sat at her laptop, her fingers trembling. She opened her private journal to delete the entry about the roses. But the file was already open. At the bottom of her last entry, under her notes about the flowers, a new paragraph had been typed. "You look so scared at the police station today, Lainey. Miller won't help you. He doesn't understand the connection that we have. He doesn't know that I've been in that house longer than you have. Check the floorboard under the vanity. I left you a gift." Lainey didn't scream. She couldn't breathe. She walked to the bathroom, her legs feeling like lead. She knelt down by the old wooden vanity. And there was a loose floorboard, barely noticeable. She pried it up with a nail file. Inside was a small velvet box. She opened it. Inside was a silver locket. She clicked it open. On the left side was a photo of her sleeping, taken from the corner of her own bedroom. On the right side was a photo of Julian. But it wasn't the man from the app. The man in the photo was the previous owner of the house. A man who had allegedly moved away to the coast 3 years ago. A man named Julian who had vanished without a trace. Suddenly her phone buzzed. A notification from the app she thought she'd deleted. "I'm in the crawl space, Lainey. The tea is getting cold. Come say goodnight." Lainey didn't run for the door. She knew he'd be waiting there. She ran for the window, but as her hand touched the latch, she heard it. The sound of a floorboard creaking. Not from the hallway, from directly beneath her feet. Lainey hasn't been seen at the Historical Society in 3 days. And if you go down to the end of that cul-de-sac in the Grove, you might notice the blue shutters have been repainted white. We share so much of ourselves online, our favorite scents, our fears, our locations. We think we're building a life, but sometimes we're just building a cage. Before you close your eyes tonight, do me a favor. Check the floorboards. Check the closets. And ask yourself, who else has a key to your digital life? Sleep with one eye opened and your heart guarded. This is Kalen, and I'll see you after midnight.